Hello and welcome back. And sometimes I get just a little bit overwhelmed with how good of a composer Michael Van de Bos is. He does all the music for this game, and it sounds amazing. And I think he does all the music for Fortnite as well, so you might have heard him from there. And also Unreal. He's Epic's composer, but they also got him to come along for this game, the entire series actually. And also he has a long relationship with Triumph. He also did all the music for Overlord, and all of it's great. I don't really like number two's music, Age of Wonders 2, but beyond that, it's all great. And it's still powerful music, it's just powerful in the wrong way. I had a realization, I was playing a bit of Age of Wonders off camera. I was wondering about, do I go for the laurels that the game uses on the units like that, and that is used elsewhere in the game? And I realized that that wouldn't work at all, because if we grab ourselves a hero, the heroes already have laurels. They have the exact same laurel, and that shows that they're a hero. Now, they have silver laurels, so you could say, okay, well, gold is still an option. But if we go over to our good friend Nomlik here, he has gold laurels. Now, they're sort of faded gold, but I think it'd be kind of confusing because then you'd think that they were heroes. And the end result, I don't like how that looks. Like, it's so subtle, I didn't even really ever think about those being laurels, compared to this, which is very obviously majestic and gold. I was also thinking, I had this concern about they could have all these invisible units and then I might just lose the game because I lose this fight, right? And it's going to be much harder now that he's actually reinforced his town. But if I'm correct here, yeah, Groshek can see invisible units, so there aren't any invisible units. He just has no defenses whatsoever for some reason. I was looking at the mod workshop recently. You know how in the first episode I was talking about how my mods, like the wrong kind of balance, is the biggest mod on the workshop, or one of the biggest? That is not true anymore. There is several mods which add races to the game. Like, I knew there was the Shadow Realm mod which did that, and that I said was the biggest, but now there's a mod that adds the Archons, and there's one that adds the Azracs, but they call them Nomads, I think. And I don't know if there's any mods that add classes, or if it's possible to add classes. I can think of a way to add a class to the game in a sort of hacky way. I don't know if you can do it more naturally. But yeah, there's some really cool ones now. People did not, in the 4 years I've been away, people have not been slacking, which I'm very happy to see. That's the Swarm Darter's dead, if the assassin chooses. Uh, does Suffocate remove your movement? It does not. Last Stand I don't think will stop the assassin. That could work. There we go. No more assassin. Or no more assassin for 2 turns. Yeah, I think Elrak would win in a fight against the assassin, but they have all sorts of bonuses against heroes and units and all that sort of thing. So just a little bit concerned about it. Uh, that's probably fine. Let's start with those guys and then finish them. Okay, so they do have Hero Slayer. I wasn't sure about that. I was talking about how I don't really like any of the Goblin racial units. I was thinking about it, and while that is true, it's not true of everyone. Like, I was thinking about the Tigrants and how I love every single one of their units. So I think it is just a weakness of the Goblin. Although, like I said, I do like the Swarm Darters quite a bit. And it's not a weakness of the Goblins even. It's a personal preference thing. Although the Marauders, well, they're good against machines, I guess, but I just never feel that compelled by the Marauders or the Skewers. Actually, that is a cool thing. So I think we fought some Skewers earlier, but you can't build Skewers. At some point, they're like, okay, Goblins, they're really boring, like I was saying. And so they said, okay, we're going to add this new unit to the game, the Butcher, which is like a Skewer but better in every way. Has lifesteal, still has a pole arm, it's tougher. Just the little updates they do to the game. Like, they weren't even going... Like, that wasn't, okay, you have to pay, you know, for this microtransaction to get the slightly better unit. It was just, oh, we did an update, we added 2 new units, and we completely rebalanced this, did a new AI. We've got this expansion coming that's going to add, like, 20% more content to the game, and it'll be multiplicatively more, like, double the content to the game. They just did that for, like, I don't know, 2014 to 2016, 2017, somewhere around there. It was awesome. Maybe I can seduce that priest. Could a priest be more susceptible or less susceptible to seduction? Yeah, this army wouldn't have done very well in that fight, I think, in a lot of ways. Oh, Sundern can do some cheap healing. As long as the Swarm Darters don't get murdered. I can do that next turn. I think he might just smite them again. I think the AI knows to cast Divine Soul on themselves. So I think that'll be fine. Swarm Darters over, and then dash. Where? And blunderbuss away. If I charge the priest, if I get good morale, which isn't impossible, I could just wipe out the priest in turn. These engineers are in a bit of trouble. Maybe I just do that. We have some knights. Okay. Well, they can go here, and then... So they can still kill the engineers. Yeah, without Trismegistus, this army isn't nearly as good. I don't have the healer. The caution was warranted. I could have potentially won, but I might have also, you know, lost everything. I think it was worth it. Okay, that was what I hoped he would do, but I didn't think he would. So I'll very much take that. These guys would tear apart the Civic Guard if they could just get in there. Heal the Griffins. There's a lot of stuff she can almost, but not quite do here. Save that one. 6. Oh, I guess they had it on by default. How come I didn't? I don't know what happened there. Take out the Cherubs. Yeah, I think we'll just... Cherubs are a fairly high damage unit. And then blind the priests. Okay, well, I tried. Hopefully my Griffin won't die. That's a shame. Ooh, it's not doing so good. Things aren't looking so good over here. Everything's falling apart. Here. And then the priest is going to have a cherub inside of him. Yeah. Oh, this one a lot worse than expected. Mostly due to my own misplays, but if I had done those misplays taking that city, yeah. It's hard to say. It doesn't look like it, but because it's a hex grid, you actually move faster at the diagonals than you do going straight. So when you go straight, you're rocking back and forth. Right, so yeah, the travel stone was activated, but that means wherever I want to put this guy... Yeah, okay, so this is what the travel stone does. It makes roads cost 1 movement. And as you can see, that makes you very, very fast. And good thing to do would be to put a travel stone here as well, maybe. So I can start getting units. More Evangelists would be really nice, actually. It's pretty good. I think that works for the Trebuchet Armada. Gives you the idea of the unit. I wish they'd stop building them, but gives you the idea. I wonder if they're building them because they're so expensive and they think, oh, it's expensive, it must be good. They're pretty good units, just go with anything else as well. I'm ready to do the final fight here. Oh, but these two guys, these guys are a team. I can't... But you know what? That team was founded with Nomlik. So we're going to do that, and then give me your best martyr. Alright, the boys are back together, finally. But I think that's everyone we're going to fit. So, we're going to do this final battle, and then it'll be the campaign. It's no Shrine of Smiting, though. Like, this... Where's his army? That's not even an army. I don't know what the AI was doing this time around. Clear any of their stuff. And I got all this land to begin with for free, basically. I wonder if I was supposed to take longer to get these lands. Like, I was supposed to walk my hero around, like, do, instead of sending my units in every direction. I don't know. I don't think it's my mod that changed that. I think that's just the campaign. It is, like, the starter campaign, so I guess it's supposed to be easy. It just feels like the last one was a little bit harder. Although, really, the last one wasn't that hard. I just was putting my heroes in at risk. Biggest risk here is going to be that Trebuchet Armada. So the question we must ask ourselves, can you fling a boat? You can. Hallelujah. Now, did I fix the machines taking damage? Keep in mind, this boat isn't just boating on water, it is portaging. No, I did not fix the problem with machines. On the one hand, that's a shame. On the other hand, it's kind of hilarious. I thought cannon galleons could fire cannons. Guess not. I mean, they can do a broadside, but broadside's really short range. I need to fling a boat. Yeah, that seems to me to be a bug. Just unlimited safe teleports. Why do machines break when they teleport? They didn't used to, right? When I first did it? I'm not going to use it again. I'm supposed to have taken a bunch of damage already here. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. I'm actually surprised they did as little damage to my boat as they did there. Yeah, there's something seriously wrong with that ability. Okay, so the men can run and chuck the boat at the gates. Or I can fire broadside. I think I'll just... I think that's the boat dead. Nope, they didn't go for the boat. Yep, huddle around, huddle around. Ooh. I don't know what did that. It's fine now. I'll have to keep an eye on that. Some rotten. Those guys are pretty tough. We'll soften them up first. Good, you're good. Just keep you moving up. Maybe blind him. Nice. I don't know if that works on spellcasting or not. I lost control of those guys. long these gates stand against my dwarves. Might as well send them in. They're still alive, finally. Human Evangelists can actually shoot. Yeah, human Evangelists are probably the best Evangelists. Now we're about to take a huge hit from the Armada, probably. Ooh, he is not immune. I was in a boat sinking. Nope, you didn't see that. That was, returning to the sea. I mean, to the people were scattering like waves that were carrying the boat. Probably should have done that from lower down. A Crusader, so kindly join me? No? Okay. My Crusaders are the righteous ones. Okay, you do not have mind control immunity. However... you do. Okay. So that would have been a little bit of an issue. Well done. Okay, get those cherubs out of the gate. Take down a war machine with a swarm of mosquitoes. Like it. Okay, and you can now get your first set of healing. Draw check. Percent chance? No. I think we're pretty much safe now. Place. Start knocking on the gates. I have a plan. I'm not just sending them to their death. I might also be sending them to their death. Oh, okay. Okay, so the plan didn't work. I forgot about those archers. But I did have a plan. To be fair. Oh, what heroes. I assume that they didn't survive. Oh, they did survive. Nice. Okay. Then heal up. Ooh, they're tired. Thundering. These dwarves are exhausted from long battle. There we go. One of these days, those gates will open. I could be resurrecting units, you know, that's sort of what we started with. I think at some point that left. These cherubs are full of cherubs. Coming in. They're done. Got archers over here still. Good. Just killed everything on the side instead of getting through the gate. What a legend. Careful the honors, Groshak. It's gonna hurt. Why didn't they attack me? And of course, the heroes of this whole endeavor take the city, winning us the game. And I will wrap it up there. We'll start next time with the next scenario in the campaign. And maybe I'll have fixed the trebuchet by then. I don't know if I will or not. I don't know where to begin, but we'll see. Alright, take care.
Nomlik's uprising has hampered the Empire's ability to create machines of war. For Odysseus is no more, and the Emperor's religion is shaken by doubts. Leonis looks foolish. An infallible god should have foreseen this. Spies inform me this crisis of faith permeates the whole Commonwealth. Nomlik's work is miraculous. His belief is sincere. He refuses every luxury. Now that he has a substantial following, he uses all his means to buy the debts of captives. I admit I was skeptical that goblins could be useful in this battle of giants, but Nomlik proves that even the smallest beings are strong when united by a worthy cause. Who knows? Perhaps an all-out war can still be averted. I must warn my father of the evidence I collected in Zablor, and heed the warnings of the Wanderer. With a convoy of freed slaves in my wake, and a growing draconian army eager to crush the Commonwealth, I'm ready to face my parents. I'm strong. I should be there in person to explain my brave brother's death and mingle my tears with theirs. The Commonwealth is rolling out new types of mana-powered war machines. If it wasn't for our actions in Zablor province, these infernal machines would already be trampling our heartlands. I head back home with all my allies. After honoring Thanis, my father and his advisors will consult with me regarding the future of the Elven Court and the best way to utilize my newly acknowledged talents.